Hello, Gemini, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of it. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section really being, what is the purpose of this connection and what is the best way to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages. We will dive into a different tarot deck for each side of this connection as well. Do remember these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, so do try to take what helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, these two energies can absolutely be swapped, so if you resonate more with the energy to my right than to my left, just know that is totally fine and totally normal. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. All right, Gemini, on your side of the connection, you have past life with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This was some sort of past life connection for you. Or, I'm reading it differently now. Or it's a cycle that keeps getting repeated in your connections. And this person was like a big reflection of that cycle. I feel like it's kind of both. Like this, I feel like this was a past life, meaning when you met this person, things probably were really easy from the beginning. Like it felt like you had known them forever. There was an intense attraction in the beginning. But then you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. It's that energy of needing to kind of reevaluate things from a higher perspective. So I feel like there's a lot that we're going to talk about when it comes to your side of this connection. I feel like maybe you're in a period of reevaluation. I don't know. But this person, they have karmic path with judgment in reverse. So their energy is definitely a karmic energy for you. So meaning that there is a pretty deep, intense lesson that needs to be learned from here. Karmic connections can be some of the biggest teachers for us because they do trigger those deep wounds that we've been holding on to for so long. The judgment in reverse is there's something that you need to see about the truth of this connection, about the truth of this person, something that you're needing to see. It's all about from a different perspective, or see it in a different light, or which I guess is the same as a different perspective. But I don't know. There's something coming through because then the truth of this connection, you have power with the Fool in reverse. There's this need to really fully step into your power, to take your power back from this connection so you can step into some sort of a new beginning here. So this could be a connection that's currently in your life, or this could be a connection from your past that you're needing to fully let go of so you can step into a new beginning. Like maybe you've been trying to, but you haven't been able to. I don't know. I don't really know how to tie these together yet, so we'll see when we dive into tarot. But I do feel like there's a pretty deep lesson associated with your connection to this person, because it does feel like it has a karmic aspect to it. All right, Gemini, let's start with your side of this connection. Goodness sakes. Clarifying past life with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This is Gemini's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Gemini's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. This is for Gemini's side of this connection. Oof, okay. Could be dealing with an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, because there's a Queen of Pentacles back here, but you definitely don't have to be. The Moon in reverse, the Two of Wands, with the Ten of Cups in reverse and the Five of Wands. Okay. There, on your side of things, there's a lot of conflict in this connection. I feel like you had certain expectations of this person that they never really met. Not that your expectations were unrealistic, because I feel like, well, I mean, that can go to two different ways, meaning that what you expect in a loving connection, meaning the love and the respect and, the reciprocation that you deserve, that's not unrealistic. It might have been unrealistic looking for it in this person. Because I do feel like a lot of the discontentment that you had in this connection stemmed from the fact that this person didn't show up for you in the way that you deserve. Like, not just like maybe they did show up, but not in the right way, or maybe they didn't show up at all. Maybe they never showed up as their authentic self, and you knew it was in there, and you knew this person better than they maybe even knew themselves. But and I'm talking about this as if it's a past connection because you have this past life, but this is a connection you're currently dealing with, and take it as it resonates. But it's like maybe they just, it's like they never fully showed up. They never fully met your expectations, but your expectations, it wasn't that you needed to lower them. That wasn't the problem. All right, Gemini side of this connection. Gemini side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. This is for Gemini side of the connection. Ooh, Gemini. Okay. I do not think that you were treated very well in this connection. You have the King of Cups in reverse. That can be a, and this feels like their energy. This can be a, emotional abuse kind of energy. And you have this Five of Pentacles. You weren't treated well, but you still feel a loss. Not that there's absolutely anything wrong with that. When we are dealing with a connection not meeting our standards or expectations, even if it was one that didn't like treat us well or that made us feel like not so good about ourselves, there's gonna be loss associated with that, right? There's gonna be grief associated with that, with the Five of Cups. And sometimes we can start to feel kind of ashamed because it's like, well, this person didn't treat me well. Why do I miss them, or why do I miss their energy? And sometimes there's that, I see it all over Facebook. It's like that quote that's like, doing the right thing can hurt sometimes too, right? Doing the right thing for yourself can hurt sometimes too, or setting boundaries, or missing someone who hurt you, or setting boundaries and walking away, or like, and then still missing someone who hurt you. Like, that doesn't make you weak or anything like that. It makes you a human being. And I just feel like there's like this energy of like, you didn't get treated very well in this, but that you're still feeling kind of a loss associated with it. So I definitely feel like this is like a past connection of some sort. Gemini side of this connection, the person they are dealing with. Because it's not that we lose, sorry, there's more coming through. It's not that we are just grieving that person either. It's, you're also losing the idea of what you thought the connection could become, the potential of that person, right? And that can be more of a loss than anything, because that potential probably looked really good and really promising. All right, Gemini side of this connection. Gemini side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Four of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Okay. I feel like this person struggled emotionally in some way, shape, or form. There's that Seven of Pentacles in reverse with the Death on the back here. This person struggled emotionally. Maybe they were emotionally unavailable, or, which honestly is what it feels like. It feels like emotional unavailability, because this energy feels like super closed off. I feel like you were kind of a source of stability for them in a way, but I also feel like the stability you had in your life was affected by their lack of stability. And that could be emotionally, materially, it could be a lot of different forms. Now, the universe is saying that slowly but surely, there's some like truth about this connection, like something that is going to be brought to light, or is being brought to light since this connection is ending. Because again, I do feel like this is a past connection. Even if you're in a new connection and you're still like maybe thinking about this person all the time, or still affected by the way that they treated you, or whatever the case is, like, remember, it's who are you dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. So that's not always the people that are directly around you. You can have a lot to learn from people that exist in your past. But I say that because I feel like slowly but surely, yeah, there's something that's being brought to light about this connection that's fully, it's like fully trying to help you step into some sort of a new beginning. Some sort of a new beginning, or a, because right now I feel like you look at this connection and it's just like it's it's confusing. I feel like it's very confusing and very overwhelming. Gemini side of this connection. Like hard to make sense of, maybe? Is Gemini side of this connection. See, because this connection didn't bring you a whole lot of happiness, but yet you didn't want it to end. And I feel like that's because of that. We saw that with the Ten of Cups in reverse. You felt like it had a lot of potential. You felt like this person had a lot of potential, and maybe they did. But when you love someone for their potential and you invest in it for its potential, you're loving and investing in someone that doesn't exist, right? And so then you're met with frustration when your expectations aren't met. Now, that again, I feel like it's very important that I reiterate that that does not mean that what you expect from someone, the love and the respect that you deserve, what you expect from someone, that's not unrealistic. But sometimes it can be unrealistic to look for it in people who are emotionally unavailable. One of the best things my therapist ever told me, and it's extremely relevant to this reading, is that sometimes when we look at someone who doesn't treat us well, who doesn't show up for us, who continues to make the same self-sabotaging mistakes or that affect us, or whatever the case might be, we can start to internalize it as if it is our worth that is causing them to make that decision. Like we're not good enough for them, or we're not deserving enough. And so, they don't think we're deserving of, so they don't step up to the plate to us because they, we can look at it as if it's a choice that they're making. But when you're able to zoom out and look at it from that 30,000 foot view, a lot of times you can see that that person, sure, they weren't willing, but that stemmed from the fact that they weren't able. And they weren't maybe willing to become able to, get into to therapy and do the healing and, whatever is necessary to show up for you. But that also isn't, going to happen until they feel like that needs to happen. But what I'm getting at is sometimes we can look at someone and say they weren't willing to show up for me or willing to give me the love I deserve. And meanwhile, this person might have had all of the intention in the world to do the best that they could in the connection. But they maybe have a hard time taking accountability, seeing the ways that they are wrong, and maybe they live kind of in a world of projection where they put all of their, insecurities on other people. And so I don't necessarily feel, I haven't tapped in their energy yet, but I don't necessarily feel like this person had bad intentions. I feel like it came down to the fact that they were not capable to show up for you and love you in the way that you deserve. Now, that does not mean like you can, yes, they're giving empathy towards someone can really actually heal you, but that does not mean that, just because you can see why someone struggles to give you what you deserve, that you have to accept that bare minimum treatment into your life, because that's not fair to anybody. All right, Gemini side of this connection. This is Gemini side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Gemini side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Connection brought up a lot of fear for you. Ooh, Gemini. Okay. Yeah, this connection brought up a lot of fear for you. I feel like you went, like, I don't know. it brought up so much of your insecurity, I feel like, that the way that these energies interact between these two people, and again, I'm kind of trying to look at that metaphysical level, right? It's almost like these two energies were built to trigger each other in a way. And so I feel like they triggered, which makes sense. That's kind of karmic, right? That's kind of what a karmic connection is. They triggered a lot of your deepest fears. Fears of never being loved, fear of being abandoned, fear of being betrayed, fear of being cheated on, whatever the case was. This person hit, I feel like, all of them, like all those fears, at least the major ones. And it has left you feeling very like sad, but not like, oh, I'm sad that this connection didn't work out. Like, I feel like there's a level of you that is able to see, like, okay, yeah, this had to happen the way it did, or whatever the case is. But it feels like you can't shake the way that this connection made you feel, no matter how long ago it was. That's a key thing coming in here. Is it's like this could be something that is still affecting the way that you view yourself. And maybe that's why this reading, because this is like reevaluating something from a past life. But maybe it's so that you don't take the baggage from it into new connections and sabotage those as well. I don't know, but there's some really intense energy coming out here for you, Gemini, like in terms of like what you've been dealing with in this Gemini side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Gemini side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Gemini side of this connection. And I actually feel like something else is coming through, is this might actually be affecting you more than you realize. Remember, 95% of the way that we interact with our reality is subconscious, meaning that this all could be happening in your subconscious, but 95% of our subconscious, or 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions comes from our subconscious. And so if we internalize beliefs of not being good enough, or not being capable of love, or not being deserving of love, or whatever it is because of past experiences, we are going to carry those beliefs with us into our future unless we address them. And I feel like that's kind of the purpose of this reading in a way. This is Dang, Gemini. Yeah, okay. It's like you're trying to move forward, you're trying to move on, but you're so deeply triggered. This has been such a triggering connection. And man, you have the King of Cups in reverse and King of Swords in reverse. Like, this person was not good to you. But I want more on this Knight of Cups in reverse. That's what I want. More on this Knight of Cups in reverse. More Knight of Cups in reverse for Gemini's side of this connection. Six of Cups in reverse, Two of Swords, Three of Swords in reverse. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to approach this topic as gently as possible, but please don't get mad at me. The best way for us to heal from people who have hurt us the most, and to be able to move on and to leave that energy behind, is to forgive them. I'm currently reading a book right now called Judgment Detox by Gabrielle Bernstein. It's about basically how to become aware of your judgment of other people so that you don't hold that judgment, keeping you separated from your own peace, basically. And I've read this book like before, but I like skimmed it before. I don't know. I don't really remember reading it. Anyway, this time around, it's like really hitting home for me. And I promise this applies to this reading. There's a part in it that talks about how the judgment that we have towards other people, especially the people who have hurt us, basically keeps us from being able to have the peace that we deserve. It's actually, forgiveness is more of an act of self-love than it is an act of love for others. And the more that you can tap into that forgiveness, the more that you release yourself from the tension that is created in between that connection. Because so much happens energetically. When you send someone like that, the judgment or the anger, the frustration, they, on some subconscious metaphysical level, they feel that. And if you're dealing with like an energy vampire or someone who maybe is a little bit narcissistic or something like that, they like that. They like feeling that energy. They don't care what kind of energy you're giving them. They just want your energy, right? And the only way to stop that is to find that forgiveness within so that you can set yourself free. This is about you setting yourself free from this connection, I feel like. So that it doesn't impact your life moving forward. And, you know, I've always said that a lot of the times when we're forgiving other people, like for hurting us, we're also forgiving ourselves for allowing ourselves to be hurt. When I was dealing with an emotionally abusive relationship from my past, for the longest time, I had so much anger, so much hatred for this person, but it kept me like super attached to this person. And I literally thought like, oh, this person's the love of my life because I can't stop thinking about them, even though most of my thoughts were rooted in like anger and frustration. And several years after that, I realized that forgiveness was the only key forward. And now, anytime in my life, and I promise this is all relating to the reading, this is all very much coming through. Anytime in my life I have someone that pops up from my past, I say, I want that person. I pray that that person gets everything that I want for myself. All the peace, the love, and the abundance that I want for myself, I hope that that person gets. And that like almost has taught me how to just stop that in its tracks so that I don't feed so much into that energy, because I can get myself so worked up and angry and sad and frustrated again, which keeps me from being able to live my life. And so what I'm getting at is this is something from your past, right? That it's still heavily impacting you. And I feel like, Gemini, you're really not wanting it to impact you anymore. And I feel like it is. Whether that is thoughts that you don't want to have, or because you're trying to move on, but you're heavily triggered, right? So whether it's like thoughts you don't want to have, or it could be anything, right? And I really feel like this is talking about how the only way forward for you is going to be through the lens of forgiveness. And sometimes you might not have any clue where to start or how to get there. And my advice is, and always will be, ask for guidance and be open to receiving it. Ask for guidance from a spiritual connection of your own understanding, God, spirit, higher self, divine, source, whatever resonates with you, and be open to receiving it. Because and if that book resonates with you, it's a little woo-woo. I mean, granted, you're watching a tarot reading, so but it can absolutely, I think, provide a lot of insight if what I just kind of talked about resonated with you. All right. I just know that the concept of forgiveness can be triggering to a lot of people, because they'll be like, why the hell do they deserve my forgiveness? And it's like, well, you deserve your forgiveness. All right. This person's energy toward Gemini. This person's energy toward Gemini. Clarifying karmic path with judgment. Gosh, okay. This person's energy toward Gemini, clarifying karmic path and judgment. This person's energy toward Gemini. Yeah, I had a feeling that was coming. This person dealt with some sort of, you dealt with some sort of third party with this person. It could have been another person. It could have been, doesn't have to be another person. And you knew about this. This isn't news to you. It could have been like an addiction. It could have been like their career got in the way, like something that they prioritized over this connection, this third party that really got in the way of this connection. And so I feel like that's why I felt like that forgiveness message was going to be triggering, is because I do feel like this person very much hurt you in a lot of ways. And I feel like you're trying to, I don't know though. It could have been like, I don't know. It just feels like there's a third party addiction maybe? I don't know. Something that you're aware of. This person's energy toward Gemini. This person's energy toward Gemini. One more. This person's energy toward Gemini, please. And yeah, karmic. Hangman in reverse. Could have been dealing with an earth sign. I've seen this King of Pentacles a lot, but there's something else. This is in reverse. There's something else this message is saying. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Hangman in reverse, King of Pentacles in reverse, Seven of Cups. Yeah. See, this person didn't know what they wanted. They didn't know what they wanted. And that doesn't mean like they didn't know who they wanted. That's not exactly what I mean, but like it's like they didn't know. Maybe they didn't know if they wanted to settle down, or if they didn't know if they wanted, I don't know. It's like they were never, I don't feel like they ever fully committed to you, Gemini. Like in a weird way, like even if you guys were married or are married, like I don't feel like they ever were like 2 feet in, let's do this, let's make this work together. And that has so little to do with, absolutely nothing to do with your worth. And that's kind of what I'm getting. It's like you had these expectations, right? Very realistic expectations that you were absolutely deserving of. This person stepping up to the plate and showing up for you, committing to you, being there for you, working through the hard times with you. And I feel like in some way, shape, or form, instead of doing that, they always were trying to escape. Not escape you, but like escape the hard conversations or the uncomfortable emotions or the hard times that this connection like went through. It's like they were always kind of looking for an escape. Now, that is because when someone is running from you, they are running from themselves. It has very little to do with you, if nothing at all. Now, it has to do with you because you're triggering that and we're projecting that to them, meaning that they see you through the lens of the things that they don't want to face about themselves. And that's why it's like these karmic connections, the reason that they're so intense and the reason a lot of people, like I would say probably 99.99% of people mistake them for being twin flames or soulmates, is because the connection that happens and the trauma that occurs from these connections is so deep rooted in the things that, in the beliefs that you've carried since childhood, that you can mistake it for love. You can mistake it for, oh my gosh, I'm so attached to this person that there's this, I'm not able to move on. I think about them all the time. I see their name everywhere. I see their car everywhere, whatever the case is. You start to think, oh my gosh, this has to be the person that's meant for me because of the intensity behind the connection. But that within itself is the karmic aspect. And I feel like this person is absolutely like a karmic connection for you. If this reading resonates with you, at the very least, there is a very intense karmic cycle that exists between this connection. All right, this person's energy toward Gemini, please. This person's energy toward Gemini, please. Oof. This person's got a stubborn energy. I feel like this person had to protect themselves a lot, maybe growing up in a way, like emotionally. And so they're just kind of wired that way. I feel like they, sometimes when you grow up in fight or flight, you learn that you have to protect yourself from both the good and bad. So even if you did show up with like nothing but good intentions and nothing but love to give to this person, they didn't know how to accept it. They had no idea how to accept it. And their treatment toward you, again, had nothing to do with your worth and what you were deserving of, and everything to do with the fact that they literally had no idea how to handle the way this connection made them feel. And so when people don't know how to handle something and they don't know how to process it in a healthy manner, what they try to do is control it. And that can come with manipulation and, presenting themselves as someone that they're not, or whatever they need to do in order to control a connection. And I feel like this person did that in this. But it wasn't necessarily that I'm going to say it, I don't think they had bad intentions. I don't think they had bad intentions. I think that they very well might have had the best intentions to give this connection the best they had. And I think that what they gave might have very well been the best they had. Even though that might be to you just absolutely ridiculous. Right? This person's energy toward Gemini. In the book, she does talk about that Judgment Detox book. She talks about trying to look at everybody as a little kid just trying to be loved and belong. That's what every single person on this earth is looking for. I don't care who you are. Your soul is looking to be loved and to belong. To love, to be loved, and to belong. And if you grow up believing that this world is unsafe and that there's no way you're going to love, be loved, and belong, then you're going to do whatever you can to protect yourself from it because you're afraid of getting hurt. And I do feel like that very well could have happened with this person. But the more that you can look at everyone as just trying their best and kind of just, make peace with that, then you can see that, yeah, everyone is trying their best, the best they know how in that moment. This person's energy toward Gemini. This person's energy toward Gemini. Yeah, there it is. I mean, oof, I don't like the way that makes me feel. I feel like they really took you for granted. And they maybe, in a way, manipulated you into believing that that's as good as it gets for you. That that's all that you deserve. That you were replaceable. That was something that I dealt with my emotional abuse ex. He always made it really clear that I was replaceable, right? When you're in that connection and you're dealing with that, you want to be able to show that you're not replaceable, right? You want to see my worth, see my value, see that I'm different. I do have love to give and everything like that. And I will tell you right now that the person that is supposed to be in your life that aligns with the love that you're deserving of, they will make you feel that way. If you feel like you are begging to be seen, heard, validated, loved, respected, that person is not supposed to be in your life at that time because they don't have what it takes to show up for you in the way that you deserve. This person's energy toward Gemini. This person's energy toward Gemini. Yeah. Very controlling. again, because I feel like because the Four of Wands in reverse, they didn't have a lot of stability in their own life. If they looked at their life and I don't feel like they were able to truly say like, yeah, I love who I am and I love my life, right? Maybe they loved their ego's perception of their reality, but not their reality for real. And so on a subconscious level, because that was the case, they had to control. They had to manipulate. They had to, and I said that already, right? But they had to do whatever they could to make sure that you didn't hurt them. And in doing that, they hurt you. Hurt people, right? When people are hurt, they project that on other people, and that becomes other people's hurt. One more message, and then I can get out of this person's energy. Gemini's energy toward this person, please. Or this oh, no. I'm going to reshuffle that. This person's energy toward Gemini. This person's energy toward Gemini. This person's energy toward Gemini, please. Person's energy toward Gemini. There it is. There it is. I knew it. The Devil. Page of Cups in reverse. Six of Coins in reverse. Lovers in reverse. King of Pentacles in reverse. Man, this is clarifying everything I just said. And underneath all of this is their desire to be loved. Two of Cups. But they have this emotional immaturity, this emotional unavailability that does not allow them to reciprocate love. They don't believe that they're deserving of love with the Lovers in reverse, and so they act solely from a materialistic standpoint. They deal with this Devil so much because they don't believe, like, this Devil is whatever this third party is. This addiction to things outside of themselves because they don't have hope in the fact that they're ever going to receive this love that they desire. This is all their form of protecting themselves. And though you can have empathy for them all day long and say, man, that sucks that person is hurting, you do not have to take on the burden of that. But that's where the forgiveness can get a little bit easier, is when you're able to look at that person and say, they were hurting so bad, they didn't know how to give love, and I took the brunt of it. And I've been angry, and I've hated this person, or whatever the case is, for so long. But the more that I've done that, the more that I have kept myself attached to the negative feelings associated. That the more that I've kept myself from the peace that I'm deserving of. So I don't feel like they, like I said, had bad intentions. I do feel like they are hurting, and that hurt has heavily affected you in your life. But if you want to move past this, Gemini, which I feel like you do, it'd be weird if you didn't, right? That forgiveness is going to be key. And if you're seriously struggling with, like, I have no idea how to forgive this person, start with asking for guidance. Start with asking for guidance. It seems silly just to say, like, pray about it. Pray about it. Ask God, the universe, your higher self, spirit, divine. Ask for guidance, and that guidance, it will come. It will come, and you will start to find. Maybe it's reading the book Judgment Detox, right, by Gabrielle Bernstein. I don't know. It could be so many different things. So, all right. Before I hop on over to the extended, which I'm going to clarify the power at the full in reverse, pull 9 different messages, then I have an advice card to end. I do have this announcement that I won't shut up about this summer workshop series, all about taking your power back from your circumstances, stepping fully into your power, creating the life of your dreams. All of the stuff that, if you watch my channel a lot, you know is right up my alley. The summer workshop series is being put on by, she's a friend, a mentor, a spiritual confidant. She's literally just like a superhero in this kind of stuff. And she's does personal one-on-one coaching, but she's opening up her coaching to these workshops this summer. It's 4 different sessions, and it is $20 for all 4 sessions. So it's $5 a session, which is a freaking steal. So when she told me about it, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be sharing this, like screaming it from the rooftops on my channel, because I think that there's going to be a lot of really good information that can come from it. I'm going to be in it because I know there's going to be something in there for me. I definitely think that if you watch my channel a lot and you get a lot out of the things that I say, that she would have a lot to add to the ideas that I have. So if you are interested in that at all, or just want to read more about it, I have made an announcement video. It's in the very top of the description box below. And in that announcement video, you don't necessarily need to watch that video. I kind of just summarized it right here, but you can if you want, obviously. In the description box of that video is all about, like, it's like her little snippet about what the workshop is about, and then how to register, and her contact information. She is a life coach, holistic life coach, and she is very, very good at what she does. And I highly, highly recommend that if you have been looking for some guidance, or if you feel like you were supposed to watch this reading for some reason, there very well could be something in there for you too. So yeah, any information for that's in the description box below, including her contact information if you want to reach out to her. Or if you have any questions, feel free to direct those to me. I'll be directing them to her anyway, but if you feel more comfortable reaching out to me, that's absolutely fine. All right, Gemini, thank you so much as always for your support of my channel, especially through the purchase of those extended readings that you guys have been purchasing for me. I've had like the growth of my channel go exponentially up. Now, let me back up a little bit. Even if you're not purchasing extendeds, I do very much appreciate it. But I just felt this week I wanted to kind of say a thank you, because especially on my Gemini readings, I always get you guys running over to those extendeds and letting me know how much they're helping you. And you don't understand how much that helps me. So thank you guys. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right. Bye, Gemini. Oh, I lied. Okay. Bye.